Really good tax advisors are giving these two strategies to their clients when it comes to selling or not selling a personal residence, with the second strategy being a game changer. Let me draw this out for you. So let's say the client is ready to move out of their home and they're wanting to move, say, to a bigger place. Well, they have an option. They could either sell it, and that's option number one. And the thing is, if they sell it, hopefully they meet the home exclusion rule where they get the exclusion on the personal sale of the property. But that's not the strategy here. The strategy is that if the gain on the house sale is more than exclusion amount, the strategy number one here, it's a simple one, is that we need to add up all the improvements over the years of ownership and add the selling cost to the basis to help reduce the gain as much as possible. Hopefully enough where it goes into the area where the full exclusion will wipe out all of their gain. And home improvements would be like adding an ADU, remodeling the kitchen, redoing the roof, redoing the floor, adding AC unit will help decrease the gain. Now the second option, which is also the second strategy that no one really talks about, and this is what's going to set you apart from other tax preparers, is that they actually could rent it out. And if at this point in time they have two choices, they could sell it, get the full exclusion right away, or they can actually rent it out. And as long as they rent it out for, I advise, 2 years, they can still sell it after the 2-year mark and still qualify for the full exclusion. There are no allocation rules. There's no qualified versus non-qualified use rule applied to this, because as long as they had it for the primary resident most of the time and then just the last 2 years as a rental, then that part of the 2 years is not considered non-qualified use. And because of that, they qualify for the full exclusion. But I know what some of you are gonna ask, why is it 2 years and not 3 years? The reason why I say 2 years is because I wanna make sure that the client has enough time to get everything done before the sale to meet the 3rd year mark, because technically they have to sell it within the 3rd year, by the end of the 3rd year of moving out, right? So if we say after 2 years they rent it out, we give the client a whole year to get the tenants out, clean up the property, fix whatever they need to fix, and then also list it out on the market to sell. So hopefully that only takes a year and they qualify for that full gain. Now, if we go past this 3-year mark, this is where it gets dangerous, because if we pass the 3rd year, the client loses out on the exclusion. So that's why it's super important that I don't try to get my clients to try to rent it out for 1 or 2 extra months possible, because I'm not risking them going over this 3rd year, because you never know. Maybe the house is very badly damaged. It might take them 6 months to fix it, or maybe it doesn't sell on the market as quickly as they thought. So there's a lot of things that could go on. So I would say 1 year is a conservative amount. So if they rent it out for 2 years, gives them 1 full year to figure out how to sell it and to sell it, and then still qualify for the exclusion. So check this out. A really good situation is that if within those 2 years, the value of the property increased, and when they sell it, they still qualify for this full exclusion, that means they got even more gains that were tax-free. Now, I could probably make this into a visual, but I'm not sure if people really want it. So if you do want a visual of what I just made or everything I just explained, then just write a comment, I want a visual. And if I get enough comments, like maybe 100 or so, then I'll make the visual and I'll share it to everyone who wrote the comment. If you found this video very helpful, then why don't you give it a like and also share it with any colleagues or anyone that you think might be interested in this.